Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, coming back at you on a Thursday night, the first Thursday of the month of December 3rd, 2020. And you know what that means? It's time for another issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. After a full week of pseudo-vacation, I guess you could call it for us here, we are finally back with some Destiny news to cover for what's going to be going on for the rest of this week, and especially what's going to be happening starting next week in Destiny. We've got a lot of really exciting things getting ready to pop off, especially if you're one of the lucky, vaunted few who's actually managed to get your hands on one of the next-gen consoles. Let's go ahead and dive on into this week's news. First things first, the December event, The Dawning, is going to be starting up in about a week and a half. But before the winter festivities begin, we've got a currently ongoing Lightkeepers Bungie Games to Give charity that you guys have really been blowing up. Earlier this week, Bungie kicked off their Game to Give Lightkeepers Charity Initiative, and as usual, you guys have blown through some of their milestones. At the time of this video, you guys have already blown past the $500,000 mark for donations, which is amazing on its own, but you've also earned for yourselves and for the rest of the community a sneak peek at some upcoming gear. We talked a lot about this charity about a week or so ago, so if you want more details about the event itself, I'll have a link to it down in the description box below. But real quick, let's talk a bit about the milestones and what we've learned from Bungie over the course of this week. Well, at the $250,000 donation mark, they unveiled the Dawning 2020 Titan Universal Ornament Armor concept, giving us a great sneak peek at how Titans are going to be able to dress once the Dawning goes live on the 15th. At the $500,000 mark, we get the Dawning 2020 Warlock Universal Ornament concept art. We actually blew past that right before this TWAB came out, so we'll be showing that on screen right now. Next up, at $750,000, is of course the Dawning 2020 Hunter Universal Ornament concept art. And at the rate that you Guardians are moving with these great donations, I expect that'll be finished shortly before I finish this video. And if it looks half as good as the Warlock and Titan set, I'm going to be pretty happy with Dawning this time around. At the $1 million mark, we get a Dawning 2020 Legendary Reward Preview, and for every $100,000 after reaching $1 million donated, we get guest lore readings. These milestones are always a really fun incentive for people to further donate to these causes. And like I said before, the Destiny community always blows it out of the water. So real good work, one and all. Let's make sure we can get past 1 million. And again, if you want more information on the Game to Give charity, I'll have a link to its official webpage down in the description box below. Now, let's get into some more technical stuff. First things first, the Iron Banner, the first Iron Banner of Beyond Light, is beginning next week. That's right, Lord Saladin will be returning to the tower with some rather familiar rewards and a rather familiar game mode in Iron Banner. There really hasn't been too much change here. For you newer Beyond Light players, Iron Banner is generally a monthly sort of special game mode, a special version of Control with power enabled. But while power is going to be enabled in the Iron Banner, artifact power is specifically disabled. So if you want the absolute max benefit from power in here, get up to 1260 on your own. Or at least as close to 1260 as you can get, and you'll have the maximum power benefit in the game mode. It is generally a very good game mode for charging up and farming out high stat roll armor as well as pinnacle gear. So it's generally worth your time to jump in and play over the course of the week. As usual, Lord Saladin can be found in the tower offering Iron Banner bounties with pinnacle power rewards. If you'd like to adorn your Guardian in Iron Banner themed loot, he's got you covered. 2 weapons from the first year of Destiny 2 have also been reprised, now featuring random rolls. And additionally, the Iron Will armor set is making its return, updated to accept new combat mods. And from the screenshots we got here, it looks like we're going to be getting reprised versions of the Steady Hand hand cannon, as well as the Guiding Sight Iron Banner scout rifle. And, of course, the Iron Will armor's making its return here. So, that's basically the news about Iron Banner. I will say, I am more than a bit perplexed that we're here in a brand new DLC, and I'm not going to spend too much time complaining about this, I promise. But we're here in a brand new DLC, and we're still rocking the exact same Iron Banner armor and the exact same Iron Banner weapons. And I mean, shoot, if you wanted to bring back an Iron Banner scout or a scout rifle, why not Frostmire's Hex? At least, the Vice scout rifle that was actually pretty good. But with this armor, I really don't understand the decision-making process here. I just wish if we were going to be reprising sets, bring back some of the Destiny 1 Iron Banner armor. You don't have to make something entirely new, but the armor for Iron Banner in D1 was fantastic, and we got some of that back with the Menagerie. Shoot, they could have reused the Menagerie's version of the Iron Banner armor and brought that back in here. It's just a little bit of a bummer to see the Iron Will set once again. At the very least, I'll be able to whip out some of those old Iron Banner ornaments and whip it onto this armor now that it's being reprised and brought up to current light, though. Anyways, that'll be next week on Tuesday, beginning at reset time and running until December 15th. Make sure you jump in, get that update downloaded, hop into Iron Banner, and get your gear. Although before we move on from that topic, how do you guys feel about the whole Iron Banner thing? Maybe it's just me. I just thought it felt a little bit weird that we're in Beyond Light now, and we're still grinding for the exact same reprised armor that we've grinded for in multiple expansions. We've had to regrind this armor set, twice, 3 times now? I wish it were something a little bit better. Down in the comment section below, hit me up with what armor set you would like to see here. Would you like to see something entirely new? Is there a favorite Iron Banner armor set of the past that you would have preferred? Let me know. Anyways, moving on from there, we've got some really interesting information for you Xbox and PlayStation players out there. Many of you have gotten your hands on the PS5 and the Xbox One Series X or Series S. And next week on December 8th is going to be a major update for you guys. You are going to see huge changes to the way Destiny 2 is going to be playing. And thankfully, they gave us a nice chart here showing exactly what's going to be changing in the update that's set to come next week. This update is going to include 4K play for the PlayStation 5 as well as the Xbox Series S. It's going to include 60 FPS across all of those platforms, Xbox Series X, Series S, and the PlayStation 5, meaning console players will finally get to experience Destiny 2 at a frame rate beyond 30. And believe me, it is going to be world changing. You're also going to be getting a field of view slider, so you're going to have all the toys and bells and whistles that us on PC have had since D2 came out. Super excited for you guys. And of course, this also includes cross-generational play. So if you have a PS5, you can play with people who are on PS4. If you've got a Series S or a Series X, you can play with people who are on Xbox One. It's just the first step towards getting that actual cross-platform compatibility that Bungie said they're going to be pushing for in the coming years. Really exciting stuff, and I cannot wait to see how it plays for you guys out there. Real happy about all that. Now, in addition to that, Destiny 2 Update 3.0.1 is also going to be in the pipeline, and it's got a lot of big changes that are coming. First, the Prophecy Dungeon is making its return. It will be returning to D2 on December 8th, 2020. This in-game activity is going to be free to all players. Powerful rewards may be earned from each checkpoint once per week. Players may complete the dungeon once per week to obtain a pinnacle-powered reward, and previously featured weapons and armor rewards are available once more. Now, I'm really happy about this. Prophecy is incredible. For those out there who haven't done it yet, it's a super fun dungeon, one of the most unique-looking areas in all of Destiny 2. I will say, they mentioned previously featured weapons and armor. I think that's great. They should have all the stuff that was in Prophecy before, but a really great idea. We've talked about this here on the channel before. I wish Bungie would take the old Trials of the 9 gear, since that stuff is just unobtainable right now. Throw that into the Prophecy rotation as well. Why not, right? It's an entire dungeon that's about the 9. Anyways, really happy Prophecy is going to be coming back as both a powerful and pinnacle option starting next week. After that, we've got a few quality of life changes, like the Destiny Companion app. Starting next week, you'll be able to acquire bounties from D2 vendors using the Destiny Companion app, meaning you'll be able to pick up those bounties just a little bit quicker. They've also fixed a couple of things for New Light players and pushed in some quality of life changes, like changing the mercy rule for control in Clash to prevent it from being triggered too early in a match. There are a lot of little patches and updates included here that are going to be a smaller part of the greater patch notes that will be dropping on December 8th. So if you want to check out this early sneak peek of them, check out the link in the description box below to take you to the TWAB itself. But alright, there we go. That's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news contained in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. Very much looking forward to next week with the Iron Banner and Prophecy coming back and all the big quality of life changes that are going to be coming across the game platforms. But anyways, that's the news. Those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. How do you feel about all this stuff? What about Iron Banner and all that stuff we asked you about earlier in the video? Can't wait to read your responses. Also, hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and a not too crazy Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The holiday season is in full swing, and I fully intend to enjoy it. That's it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But I'm out for now. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.